In the heart of a dense forest, shrouded in mist and mystery, stood an abandoned asylum. Its looming presence sent shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to venture near. Rumors whispered of the horrors that had once taken place within its walls. Some said it was haunted by the tormented souls of the patients who had been subjected to unspeakable experiments. Others claimed that a malevolent force lingered there, feeding on the fear of the living. One moonlit night, a group of friends, eager for adventure, decided to explore the asylum. Their names were Emma, Ryan, Sarah, and Jake. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they approached the decaying building, its windows like empty eye sockets, staring into the abyss. As they stepped through the rusted gates, a cold wind seemed to greet them, whispering secrets of the past. The floor creaked beneath their feet, and shadows danced on the walls like specters longing to be free. They wandered through the dimly lit corridors, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Each room they entered held its own tale of terror. Rusted bed frames, broken furniture, and graffiti scrawled upon the walls like the mad ramblings of a deranged mind. In one room, they discovered a journal, its pages yellowed with age. As they flipped through its entries, they read of experiments gone wrong, of screams echoing through the night, and of a darkness that consumed all who dared to enter. Suddenly, they heard a sound, a faint whisper that seemed to emanate from the shadows themselves. Paralyzed with fear, they stood rooted to the spot as the whisper grew louder, filling the air with an otherworldly chill. Then, without warning, the darkness surged forward, enveloping them in its icy embrace. They screamed as tendrils of blackness coiled around them, pulling them deeper into the abyss. When they awoke, they found themselves in a different place, a house unlike any they had ever seen. Its walls were adorned with eerie portraits, its floors littered with broken toys and discarded memories. Emma shivered as she gazed upon the decrepit surroundings, a sense of dread settling in the pit of her stomach. Ryan tried to reassure her, but his voice sounded hollow and distant, as though it belonged to another world. As they explored the house, they encountered strange phenomena. Doors that opened of their own accord, whispers that seemed to follow them wherever they went, and a pervasive feeling of being watched. In one room, they stumbled upon a child's nursery, its walls adorned with faded wallpaper and torn curtains. Sarah gasped as she saw a doll sitting in the corner, its glass eyes glinting in the dim light. "It's like it's watching us," she whispered, her voice trembling with fear. Suddenly, the doll's head turned, its eyes locking onto theirs with a malevolent glare. They screamed and ran, their hearts pounding in their chests as they fled from the room. But no matter where they went, the house seemed to toy with them, its corridors shifting and changing like a labyrinth of nightmares. They grew disoriented, lost in a maze of shadows and whispers. And then, just when they thought they could take no more, they found themselves standing before a door that pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its surface shimmering with an unholy light. With a sense of dread, they pushed open the door and stepped through, their minds consumed by visions of horror and madness. When they awoke, they found themselves standing in a vast chamber, its walls lined with ancient symbols and arcane sigils. In the center of the room stood a figure cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing with unholy fire. "Welcome, travelers," the figure said, its voice echoing through the chamber like a funeral dirge. "You have entered the realm of the forgotten, where nightmares become reality and reality becomes distorted." Emma, Ryan, Sarah, and Jake exchanged nervous glances, their minds reeling from the horrors they had witnessed. But despite their fear, they knew they had to confront whatever malevolent force lay before them. "Why have you brought us here?" Emma demanded, her voice trembling with defiance. The figure chuckled, a sound like the scraping of nails on a chalkboard. "I have brought you here to witness the true nature of fear, to show you that there are forces in this world beyond your comprehension, forces that hunger for the souls of the living." Ryan stepped forward, his fists clenched in determination. "We won't let you win. We'll fight you with every ounce of strength we have." The figure's eyes gleamed with amusement. "Oh, how amusing. You think you can defy me? You are but insects, trapped in the web of your own delusions." With a wave of its hand, the figure unleashed a wave of darkness, engulfing Emma, Ryan, Sarah, and Jake in its icy embrace. They screamed as they felt their minds unraveling, their very souls threatened with oblivion. But then, from the depths of their despair, they heard a voice that spoke of hope and courage, a voice that reminded them of who they truly were. With newfound resolve, they banded together, their spirits intertwining like strands of light in the darkness. And as one, they confronted the figure, their hearts ablaze with the fire of defiance. With a final cry of defiance, they unleashed their combined strength, shattering the darkness and banishing the figure back to the depths of the abyss. As the chamber dissolved around them, Emma, Ryan, Sarah, and Jake found themselves standing once more in the forest, the sun rising on the horizon like a beacon of hope. And though they knew they would carry the scars of their ordeal for the rest of their lives, they also knew that they had faced their fears and emerged victorious. For in the end, it is not the darkness that defines us, but the light that shines within.